I have a good day, and I think I'm getting somewhere. I move through hours without your name in sight. I cook in red and laugh at something passing, and feel the particular lightness of the tide, turning of the grief beginning to lift slightly, of the person I was before returning near. And then I sleep, and you are in the dream again. And I wake up, and you are still right here. My waking life has learned to work around you, has built its days on ground that doesn't shake, but something underneath the sleeping surface has not received the message I'm awake. Every time I start to heal, you find a way back into my dreams, walking through the rooms of what we had like nothing changed. Every time I start to heal, you find a way back into my dreams, and I wake reaching for a present that's estranged from the dream where you were present and we were easy, from the dream that felt more real than my own day. Every time I start to heal, you find a way back into my dreams, and I spend the morning leaving you again. In the dreams we are not always how we ended. Sometimes we are earlier, kinder, more at ease. Sometimes we are laughing in a kitchen, and the kitchen is a place I cannot leave. Without the morning pulling me back upward into the flat light of the present and the known. And I lie there in the gap between the dreaming and the being here, and being here alone. My waking life has learned to work around you, has built its days on ground that doesn't shake, but something underneath the sleeping surface has not received the message I'm awake. Every time I start to heal, you find a way back into my dreams, walking through the rooms of what we had like nothing changed. Every time I start to heal, you find a way back into my dreams, and I wake reaching for a present that's estranged. I have read that dreams are just the mind processing, that the nightly visits mean the work's still on. I have tried to take a comfort in the theory that dreaming you means healing is not gone, but some mornings the theory is cold comfort when the dream was warm and the morning is gray. Every time I start to heal, you find a way back into my dreams, and I choose to keep healing despite the dreams, despite you. Every time I start to heal, you find a way back into my dreams, and I am learning present even when the past feels near. Every time I start to heal, you find a way back into my dreams. But I am healing in the daylight, healing anyway, healing still. You find me in the dreams, but I choose the day, healing anyway in the daylight. There was the silence of you reading in the evening, the one that had a warmth and weight to it. The silence of you thinking through a problem, the one that had attention. I could sit beside and wait and know without the asking what kind of quiet it was and what it meant. I learned the vocabulary of your silences and spent whole evenings fluent and content. Now every quiet room I enter carries a texture that reminds me of your kind. Silence has become a second language that only speaks to me in your design. I learned your silence, and now silence sounds like you. Every empty room has your specific hum. I learned your silence, and now silence sounds like you. And I don't know how to unhear what you've become. Inside the quiet of the ordinary, inside the stillness of the late night air, I learned your silence, and now silence sounds like you. And you are everywhere that words aren't. You are everywhere. The quiet is the silence after rain. Sounds like a Sunday, the kind we'd spend inside without a plan. The silence of an early winter morning, the kind we woke to when the year began its coldest weeks, and we were warmest inside your specific wordless presence in the room. I learned your silence, and now silence sounds like you. And every quiet is a U-shaped room. Now every quiet room I enter carries a texture that reminds me of your kind. Silence has become a second language that only speaks to me in your design. I learned your silence, and now silence sounds like you. Every empty room has your specific hum. I learned your silence, and now silence sounds like you. And I don't know how to unhear what you've become. Perhaps in time the silence will grow neutral. Perhaps it will unlearn the shape of you. Perhaps I'll walk into a quiet evening and hear only quiet, only something new. But right now every hush that falls around me has your hand writing across its face. I learned your silence, and now silence sounds like you. and you are the most present in the places where there's nothing, said. I learned your silence, and now silence sounds like you, and I am learning how to hear it differently. I learned your silence, and now silence sounds like you, but silence is becoming mine again, slowly free of your specific texture and your particular hush of the vocabulary of you that fills the air. I learned your silence, and now silence sounds like you, but I am learning a new quiet, one that's only mine, only mine. Your silence in every room, learning a new quiet, only mine. We had stayed in each other's orbit carefully, the way that people do when love becomes a friend. I told myself that I had moved past wanting, that what I felt was over at the end. And then you brought her to the thing in April, and I watched you in a way I recognized. The lean, the laugh, the specific kind of present that once I had been on the other side. I know my face held everything together. I know I spoke to people and I smiled, but somewhere underneath the held together, I was watching something break me all the while. I watched you fall in love with someone else, from close enough to see the way it moved across your face. I watched you fall in love with someone else, from close enough to feel it take my place. The way you turned toward her without noticing, the way the room reorganized around the two. I watched you fall in love with someone else, and I was close enough to see it, and too close to look away, too close. I went home early, said I had a headache, the oldest exit in the oldest book. I sat inside my car and held it together for exactly as long as it took to reach the first red light alone in darkness. And then I let the whole evening finally land. I watched you fall in love with someone else, from close enough to understand what I had lost, what I was losing again. I know my face held everything together, to people and I smiled. But somewhere underneath the held together, I was watching something break me all the while. I watched you fall in love with someone else, from close enough to see the way it moved across your face. I watched you fall in love with someone else, from close enough to feel it take my place. I should have kept more distance, I think now. I should have loved you from further away, but I wanted to be someone who was fine with it, and I wanted you still in my everyday. I learned that night the cost of close proximity to a love that you are losing in real time. I watched you fall in love with someone else, and I am learning what the distance should have been all along. I watched you fall in love with someone else, and I survived the watching, which surprised me. I watched you fall in love with someone else, and I have gently let what you and I were be something finished, something past, something that belonged to us, but lives now in the memory, not the present, not anymore. I watched you fall from too close, learning the right distance now. You knew the specific fear I had of Tuesday, the day the week felt longest and most gray. You knew the voice I used when I was frightened, before the frightened reached my face to say. You knew which side of the bed I'd always migrate to, and what the nightmare meant when I woke up in cold. You knew the things I did when I was happy, before the happiness had fully taken hold. These are not the things I put in conversation, not the things that surface easily or soon. They are the things that only come with living inside the same four walls, inside the same room for long enough that knowing becomes fluent, for long enough that the self stops being kept. You knew me in the way that only years allow, in the way that only comes to those who've stayed and slept. There are things about me only you ever knew, and when you left, you took that knowledge with you. There are things about me only you ever knew, and I don't know who I will trust with them next. Who will take the time to learn the smaller things, the Tuesday fear, the nightmare, and the rest. There are things about me only you ever knew, and being unknown again is its own particular grief. I meet new people and they see the surface, the version that I offer to the new. And sometimes I am tired of the offering, of having to begin the knowing all the way through. The years of small disclosures that it takes to reach the place where someone knows the Tuesday. I am tired in advance of all that building, and grateful that somewhere you still hold it. Maybe these are not the things I put in conversation, not the things that surface easily or soon. They are the things that only come with living inside the same four walls, inside the same room. There are things about me only you ever knew, and when you left, you took that knowledge with you. There are things about me only you ever knew, and I don't know who I will trust with them next to. But maybe I will tell them to myself for now. Write down the Tuesday and the nightmare and the rest. Keep my own record of the things you carried, the knowledge I had given to your chest. For safekeeping, keep it for myself again. Learn to be the keeper of my own interior. There are things about me only you ever knew, but I know them, and I am here, and I will hold them for myself. For myself. There are things about me only you ever knew, and someday I will let someone know them again. There are things about me only you ever knew, but I am patient with the slow work of being seen. It takes what it takes, and I will let it take it. I will not rush the knowing to its depth. There are things about me only you ever knew, and they are mine, and they are safe, and they are waiting for the right someone, still waiting. Only you knew, but I know too. Waiting for the right someone, still waiting. I cried for weeks and thought that was the grieving. I thought the tears were how you know it's real. I thought the crying was the proof of loving, the evidence of everything I feel. And then one morning I woke up without it, dry-eyed and quiet in a different way. Not healed exactly, but beyond the weeping, inside a different country of the gray. I had thought the crying was the bottom, the furthest down that losing you could go. I didn't know that past the crying was a silence, more final than any grief I'd come to know. stopped crying was the day I knew it was over. Not the day you left, not the night I understood. The day I stopped crying was the day I knew it was over. When the tears ran out and only stillness stood. Because crying is still feeling, crying is still present, crying keeps the love somewhere alive. The day I stopped crying was the day I knew it was over. And the stillness was the quietest, most complete goodbye. I hadn't known that grief had further countries, beyond the weeping and the active pain. I hadn't known about the great plateau after, where nothing hurts because nothing much remains. Not nothing, not the absence of the caring, more like the embers after fire is past. The day I stopped crying was the day I knew it was over. And over felt like something built to last. I had thought the crying was the bottom, the furthest down that losing you could go. I didn't know that past the crying was a silence more final than any grief I'd come to know. The day I stopped crying was the day I knew it was over. Not the day you left, not the night I understood. The day I stopped crying was the day I knew it was over. When the tears ran out and only stillness stood. From the stillness something else arrived eventually, something quieter than grief but more like ground. The day I stopped crying was the day I knew it was over. And the over was the first solid thing I'd found. In months of losing and of being lost inside it, in months of wet and wrecked and wondering when, the day I stopped crying was the day I knew it was over. And the knowing was the first step back to begin again. To begin. The day I stopped crying was the day I knew it was over. And the knowing held a grief of its own kind. The day I stopped crying was the day I knew it was over. But it also held the first clear day I'd find. In all the months of mourning, something solid, a ground to place my feet and start to stand. The day I stopped crying was the day I knew it was over. And the over was the beginning of the after, of the after of my life. The crying stopped. And I knew the beginning of the after my life. The crying stopped. It started as a practical thing in the early days, when I still half expected your key in the lock. I'd leave it on before I went to sleeping, a lighthouse for a ship that had already docked. Somewhere else, somewhere beyond my light, but the habit formed before I noticed forming, and now I leave it on each night, regardless, a ritual that outlasted all the morning. I know you are not coming, I know this clearly. My mind has made its peace with where you are. I know the light serves nothing but the habit, and yet I leave it burning like a star. I keep the light on in the hall in case you come back, in case the night decides to be the night you do. I keep the light on in the hall in case you come back, and I know you won't, and still I leave it to burn through the dark and find its way to no one. Illuminate a doorstep that stays clear. I keep the light on in the hall in case you come back, and turning it off feels like the last thing, feels like the end of the last thing. I thought about the night I'll finally turn it off, the particular darkness that will follow after, whether it will feel like release or loss, or something in between like quiet laughter at myself for keeping it this long, for lighting up a hall for an empty evening. I keep the light on in the hall in case you come back, and the keeping is its own strange grief, strange keeping. I know you are not coming, I know this clearly. My mind has made its peace with where you are. I know the light serves nothing but the habit, and yet I leave it burning like a star. I keep the light on in the hall in case you come back, in case the night decides to be the night you do. I keep the light on in the hall in case you come back, and I know you won't, and still I leave it to burn through the dark and find its way to no one. There will be a night that I am ready, when I walk past the switch and feel it right, to turn it off without it being giving up, to choose my own dark as a kind of light. And on that night I will stand in the hallway and feel the dark the way it used to feel before you. I keep the light on in the hall in case you come back, but I am almost ready for the dark, almost ready for my own. I keep the light on in the hall in case you come back, and every night I leave it is a choice. I keep the light on in the hall in case you come back, but I am slowly finding my own voice in the dark, in the turning off, in the after, in the hall that will be mine without the glow. I keep the light on in the hall in case you come back, but soon I will turn it off and let you go, and let you go. The light in the hall burning for no one, almost ready to let it go.